Welcome to the Delaware Consulting webcast concerning the optimization of Procure-to-pay. My name is Jonathan Dalton. I am a VIM consultant. I'm located at Delaware's U.S. headquarters in Alpharetta, Georgia. Thank you for joining us today. I'm presenting alongside Lisa Bernhardt, who is a VIM technical lead, and she will be showcasing some scenarios for us. We are also happy to introduce Tom Walker, who is a Senior Manager of OpenText and the Center for Financial Excellence. Tom, would you like to say anything?
Yes, thank you. A few opening comments I would like to make. First, I'd really like to talk a little bit about the relationship that OpenText and SAP has and the value that it will add to those of you that are interested in the SAP Invoice Management solution. I fully realize that there are a lot of solutions out there in the marketplace, and many, including many homegrown solutions, to help that customers look at to improve their financial processing, especially in the realm of procure-to-pay, and even within that, the processing of invoices. The topic today, obviously, is how to process those invoices efficiently. So the relationship with SAP and OpenText is a very long one. SAP Invoice Management is a solution that SAP calls a solution extension. There's a vast difference between a solution extension and then those other certified solutions that are part of the Open SAP ecosystem. What it means to you by that this is a solution extension, that SAP Invoice Management is a solution extension, is that it means that those partners that are solution extension partners by SAP invitation only, and SAP actually will brand the solution. It will also be sold from SAP, the price list, and in addition, SAP will provide the support for the solution. Probably one of the most important things is, as a solution extension, before it can go on a price list, SAP Invoice Management must go through what SAP calls premium qualification, which is a series of 16 standard testing tests that are run by SAP in their testing facilities, just as if the code were written in Waldorf. None of the solutions that you see on the marketplace that are quote-unquote certified have this premium qualification. Only SAP Invoice Management is qualified by SAP for your accounts payable processing in SAP. As a follow-on to that, any of those of you that are looking to process Simple Finance 2.0 that SAP has recently released, Invoice Management is the only solution that is now qualified to actually run not only with HANA but with Simple Finance 2.0. A couple of other things another thing that makes this relationship very important is that SAP and OpenText work very closely on the roadmap. In other words, to be sure that, just as I just mentioned, with as SAP moves to HANA, S4HANA, and Simple Finance, that we're in lockstep with them as far as development and roadmap for invoice management. The partnership of SAP and OpenText is one that has been ongoing now for 21 years. It started with the initial archive link type functionality that SAP and OpenText co-developed, and moved on up until 2008 when Invoice Management was added to the SAP price list. Invoice Management is actually a solution that's been helping customers such as yourselves since the year 2000, so it has been around now for 15 years as the solution has evolved. So it is one of many other solutions provided by OpenText and that Delaware can most certainly help you with, including things such as extended ECM. We find that Enterprise Content Management, or ECM, integrated with VIM offers a great new addition to the solution stack, so that you really have a full holistic view of the invoice processing. A few closing words. The title of this solution, this presentation, this webinar, talks about the word optimization. I've spoken many years on this topic of AP efficiency gains, and very often you will hear people talking about automation. And as most of us have become brutally aware that automation just for the sake of automation, you can actually end up automating a bad process and ending up with just nothing more than a really fast bad process. So the real key, I believe, in any automation is the first is to optimize the solution. As you'll see as Delaware walks you through this, they have a vast skill set in being able to help clients such as yourself to optimize a solution and not just automate it. And so what does it mean to optimize? Well, by optimizing, you can help drive simplicity, finding the best way of doing things with the current technology stack. You increase the speed. Obviously, with HANA and everything that SAP is promoting these days, it's all about speed. It's closing the books faster, being able to do your accruals quicker as part of the closing activity. It's all about accuracy. Last thing you want to know is that the accruals are bad after you've issued your balance sheet statement. So it's really helping ensure that the liabilities portion of the balance sheet are correctly. As we all know, control, every time we look up, there's some type of new government edict from somewhere around the world, whether it be requiring electronic transmission of information to rules to prevent fraud. That control is everywhere. And invoice management is a highly configurable solution designed to just meet just that type of compliance with these controls. So VIM optimization, that has been a journey, like I mentioned, since the year 2000, and not just automating, but really creating a fully optimized solution to help you in your financial transformation, to help you move into a true digital world where your financials are fast, accurate, in control, and complete. So with that, I will turn this back over to Delaware, and I believe you're going to find them to provide some very enlightening comments on a fantastic solution, SAP Invoice Management. Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. We will be brief today in the number of slides and the length of our online demonstration. For those of you that would like to continue in greater depth at the conclusion of our presentation, we will be available for additional demonstrations. First off, why would you want to invest in VIM? VIM is an open text application that pays dividends beyond accounts payable department. The automated solution benefits all financial roles. Corporate treasurers, for example, often hold back more cash that is necessary at the end of the month due to uncertainty of the total accounts payable process. This is particularly true if there are invoices outstanding in foreign countries. The amount held back that could be used for more productive purposes is often a large amount. Financial compliance officers are facing increasing scrutiny, particularly in international trade management. Latin American countries are now mandating electronic invoices for tax and fraud detection. Many countries in Europe and Asia mandate the original paper invoices never leave the country. VIM is a proven solution. The return on investment based on taking advantage of discounts alone often pays for the solution within the first year. In sum, the solution translates and digitizes all invoices into a secure archive, routes them for approval based on difficulty or other criteria, and automates the entire process. Up-to-the-minute transparency is delivered in real time. Paper, EDI, email, and all other forms of invoices are accepted and digitized for processing. Invoices that can be verified by the software are automatically handled without human intervention. Best practices for accounts payable is implemented and standardized across the enterprise. If you do not have VIM currently, your accounts payable personnel are wasting valuable time loading SAP screens to manually post accounts payable entries to your SAP financial accounting and SAP controlling accounts and sub-accounts. Paper is then filed manually. If special approvals are required, that knowledge can be lost if key employees retire or leave the company. Fraud prevention is based on employee trust rather than automated detection. Non-PO invoices present special issues. Discounts are lost while your suppliers fume due to slow approvals and payment. Under VIM, approvals are made automatically or routed by a custom matrix. They are then automatically posted. No changes are required to SAP FI or SAP CO. VIM is configured upon installation to post to existing accounts of your designation. Best of all, this is a native mode solution, not a third-party solution requiring special interfaces. Along with the native mode solution, VIM can be integrated with a cloud-based platform to perform as a hybrid system. This gives you the benefits from both solutions. A good example of a hybrid system is the integration of VIM with the Ariba network. Whether you receive paper, email, or fax invoices, Vim can handle the routing, approval, and posting of those invoices. Vim, streamlined with the Ariba network, allows you to get 98% cleaner invoices. If you have implemented or are contemplating the implementation of the Ariba network, the hybrid approach will reduce exceptions, rejections, and the back and forth between suppliers. The hybrid approach also gives you 100% visibility of invoices and the entire procure-to-pay process. Vim will take further action on exceptions that were not resolved within the Ariba Cloud Network. Instant messaging within ECC and Ariba allow you to continue to serve suppliers not yet on the Ariba network by continuing to allow those vendors to submit their invoices with Vim. In doing so, Vim will allow you to capture those invoices on-premise. I will now turn over the presentation to my colleague, who will demonstrate a couple of scenarios that Vim can handle.
Thank you, Jonathan. Hello, everyone. Let's begin. For the purposes of these scenarios, we are going to show you a system that processes physical documents with a scanning workstation. But keep in mind that Vim can also be set up to process invoices via a combination of scanning, email, and EDI. The first invoice we're going to show you today is what we call an auto-posting invoice. This means that the invoice will go from scanning to a posted free for payment in SAP without requiring an AP employee to key it in. This process starts with the AP department receiving the physical invoice by mail. They then scan and archive the document into Vim. Vim then takes over and starts to extract the information off of the document and checks the information against the business rules. In this case, there are no business issues, and the document passes the three-way match against the PO and GR. Since the invoice does not have an issue to resolve, Vim posts the invoice into SAP in the background, and the invoice is posted as free for payment. So let's take a look at how this works. Here, our AP employee has placed the invoices on the scanner, and they click the scan button. The invoices are scanned and displayed back to the user so they can view the documents to make sure that they are scanned correctly. Once they have finished reviewing the documents, they then are going to start performing the archive. In this case, the user is going to open an SAP transaction to start the archiving process. As you can see, the invoices are leaving the scanning software and are being archived into the system. Behind the scenes, as we mentioned before, the invoice has been processed by Vim and has been posted free for payment, and you can see this in this report. Within Vim, you also can view the document that was archived, and you are able to view the posted SAP document. In this case, we're going to look at our Pan American posted SAP document. And what you'll see here is that the document is free for payment. And that's all it takes to have an auto-posted invoice in the system. Now we're going to move on to our other scenario. For this scenario, keep in mind that, similar to the first one, this document was scanned and archived into the system. Vim has checked it against the business rules and three-way match, but in this particular case, the invoice does not have all the goods fully received yet. Vim finds that one of the line items have only been partially received. Vim recognizes this issue and sends the work item with the reason quantity discrepancy to the receiving department such that they can finish receiving the goods. The receiver sees this work item in their inbox and have options presented to them to resolve the issue. In this case, the receiver is going to choose the option post-GR. Once a receiver from the department has posted the GR, Vim detects this and releases the invoice for payment automatically. So let's take a look at this one. If you recall in the beginning, we scanned a couple documents into the system. Other than the Pan American one, you can see here that our second example is blocked for payment. Just like the other document, the user can view the archived image of the invoice, and they can review the SAP document. And what you'll see here on this SAP document is that it has a block. Another good feature with Vim is that the reports can also help you see who has ownership of the work items at any given time. So what you can see here for this particular example is that line item 1's work item is in the receiving department's inbox, and the department consists of Lisa and Jonathan. So now we're going to switch over to Lisa's screen where she's opened her inbox. You can see here that she has the work item for our invoice. So she's going to open up the work item, and she can now see information about that line item. In this case, you can clearly see that we need 50 more pieces received to complete the PO and invoice. It just so happens that the items have arrived next to Lisa, so she chooses the option Post Goods Receipt. This opens the typical transaction, and she starts receiving the goods. Once she has finished creating the GR, when she goes back to the work item, Vim will recognize that she has posted this GR. You can see that right there. Once this has been done, the work item is actually going to disappear from her inbox. Behind the scenes, Vim recognizes that all of the goods have been fully received on that invoice and has automatically released the block, making the invoice free for payment. Going back to our report, you saw that the document no longer had the block status. And if we looked at the SAP document, we can see that the invoice is free for payment. Now I'm going to hand this back over to Jonathan.
Thanks, Lisa. We're now going to show you how to wow your CFO with reports. Vim comes with over 15 standard reports that cover all operations, provide a detailed history and audit trail, and statistics such as processing times. The reports have evolved based on customer experience and user feedback since the solution's introduction. In addition to the standard reports, if you want to prepare an annual report of boardroom level charts that visually show trends, Vim data can be readily accessed by the latest optional visual tools such as SAP Fiori. No modern solution would be complete without extensive mobility. In addition to the standard SAP CRM and other access methods, the latest mobility capabilities and standards are built into Vim. It has been designed from the ground up for a mobile workforce. This means that you can open invoices for approval from any mobile device. Just to summarize, Vim can be deployed in as little as 90 days for a basic system. The large set of built-in business rules, personnel roles, and programmable actions and exception processes contains best practices that you may not have previously considered. Vim can help you optimize your procure-to-pay process to achieve up to 80% invoices auto-posted without AP intervention. The latest version, 7.5, provides an out-of-the-box interface and is a foundation product that is designed to be integrated with other SAP offerings such as Ariba. Now I'd like to take a moment to present Delaware Consulting. Delaware Consulting is a well-established SAP and OpenText service provider. With over $150 million in annual revenue, we are a mid-sized firm that maintains an entrepreneurial corporate culture focused on customer satisfaction and return on investment. Delaware's roots began in Europe and Asia. Our command of language, culture, and local expertise is significant. Our clients are able to fast-track solutions much quicker than normal as a result. Our U.S. operations are an extension of a worldwide presence that has been established for over a decade. Delaware was one of the first companies in Europe to become a platinum partner with OpenText. Since that time, we have become a trusted partner that delivers on time, on budget, and worldwide. We are also one of the only 24/7 Vim global support partners. For those who are interested in expanding to China, we are the only OpenText partner in China. What this means to you is we not only have the physical presence allowing you to lower your implementation costs, but we also understand the cultural, legal, and taxonomy requirements. We are privileged to have received a number of awards from OpenText on a year-after-year basis. For instance, our most recent award is the APJ Partner of the Year in Asia. Delaware Consulting has delivered over 70 VIM implementations, some of which are the largest in the world. For instance, let's take, for example, Anheuser-Busch InBev. You may know them as a producer of Budweiser. Bristow, who is known for their helicopters. Delhaize, also known as Food Lion here in the US, and Unilever. You've probably seen their logo on any of your toiletry items. A key item to note in the chart is that invoice volume is not necessarily the determining factor in selecting this solution. The cost is justified even for low invoice volume companies. In terms of what Delaware can provide, we are the developer of the rapid deployment service that SAP sells and utilizes today.
If anyone has any other questions at this time, please feel free to contact our sales team at the email address listed below. We want to thank you for attending this webinar, and we would also like to thank Tom Walker for his comments and insights. We hope to see you at the next webinar.